Hello.
Hey,
Hi, how are you guys?
Good.
how are you?
Good, good. Happy Sunday. I love your bandana.
Oh, thank you.
Looks so good. God, what a crazy weekend, huh?
Yes, it
Wow.
has been
I cannot believe.
very wild weekend.
Yeah.
I'm glad we finally got to set this up and do this.
Yeah, I know. I'm so happy we figured out a good time. Thank you so much, you guys, for taking the time out of your Sunday. I really, really appreciate it. I'm excited to chat for
No
sure.
problem. I'm
I love
actually on my way out of New York in a couple of hours.
Oh, are you? Where are you going?
LA.
Oh, nice. For how long?
Just a couple of days. I'll be back Thursday morning.
Nice. I wonder
Yeah.
how it is over there, COVID wise.
We're gonna find out. But I know like a lot of my people was telling me like everything is like pretty much closed, but
Yeah.
just gonna chill and relax.
Yeah.
Get some work done on the West Coast.
Nice. I love that. I know I've been to LA in years. My little brother lives in SF, so I go there more often, which I really like.
Have you been?
Yeah, I went to LA. Actually, I got
Oh,
this tattoo in LA. Maybe 3, 4 years ago, something like that.
yeah, this is my first time going to LA, but I've been to
Yeah.
California before, like Oakland and the Bay.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's definitely really different in my opinion. But, oh, I think Taylor's here too. Let me invite her on screen. Awesome. I think that should work. We might all be playing from different places too. I have to remember where everyone's located. It's connecting.
Hmm.
Okay.
Oh, you made it.
Yay! Finally.
Yay!
Can everybody hear me?
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Okay.
we hear
Sweet.
you loud. We hear you loud and clear.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, you guys. We're all here. I'm so excited. It's welcome to TattdTalks Volume III. I'm really excited to have a conversation. This one's about personal style and how it relates to tattooing. And when I say personal style, I mean a little bit more than just, I shop at Urban Outfitters, right? I actually mean sort of how your aesthetic actually evokes your identity and who you are and how you define yourself. So I'm super excited to chat with you guys. Why don't we kind of start off, because I don't know if y'all all know each other, and give a quick intro and where you're calling from, and talk about how you would describe your personal style, whatever to you. I don't know if you want to start us off, Dean.
Oh, okay. Well, my name is Dean. Hi, guys.
Hello.
I well, yeah, I'm a designer. I'm a creative director. I have my own clothing line and production company. So and yeah, and I just love getting tattoos. I used to co-own two tattoo shops. Grind Design was one of them, and another one was uh Lion's Den Tattoo Studio, which is Telly's. And yeah, I love getting tattoos. It's honestly been like a different journey for me, you know,
Hmm.
of like self-reflection, self-healing, and it kind of just became my own little family that I created on my own. They taught me how to do piercings. I also do piercings as well.
Oh, do
So
you do piercings?
yeah.
Oh, nice. I love that.
That's awesome.
And how would you describe your personal style?
Um I would say my personal style it's more so based off of my mood and how I feel that particular day because it can change. It could be very I could feel very it depends on what decade I'm feeling, like 70s or 80s, like my mood could be like that, or very grunge,
Mm-hmm.
It just all depends on my mood of the day. I love black. Black is one of my favorite colors.
I know, same. And actually, being that we can
Yeah.
not fully see your face if you're able to like move the screen a tiny bit. There he is. Yay.
Gotcha.
What's up? I love that. I love it. I know. I feel like half my wardrobe is black, but it's another thing. Jade, do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh.
Yeah, my name's Jade. I live in Portland, Oregon. I just moved into downtown Portland, Oregon, which has been a big transition.
Oh, cool.
I, in my professional life, do everything teeth. I do tooth gems and whitening at a cosmetic tattoo studio in Portland. And my tattoo style, I think, has always been on that traditional and neo-traditional style and kind of a mixture, honestly based on how I feel when I'm going into it. So it's a little bit more hodgepodge and not as like cohesive as I would like, but it is all kind of along that traditional and neo-traditional.
Sweet.
Love it. Taylor, last but not least.
Yes. Can everybody still hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just making sure. So yeah, I guess my personal style is well, I do a lot of black and gray, obviously. I only have red in 2 pieces of my tattoos. And
Dope.
so I'm trying to think. So basically my style is kind of like dark, kind of, I mean, I guess I kind of
Yes,
go
I
with the
can hear
darker.
you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, all right, just making sure. But anyway, yeah, so I just kind of go with a darker theme. Got a lot of Addams Family, a lot of the Monsters. Wizard of Oz is a big theme that I have. It's stuff that I grew up watching, stuff that I really enjoy. And I guess it's just kind of a theme that I've always went with. So what was the other part of the question?
No, perfect. Just where you're calling from.
Okay, yeah. So that's pretty much what I do, and I kind of stick with that theme. I have a lot planned around that theme. So
Yeah, I see you. I'll go too. You'll probably know I'm calling from Brooklyn. I think funnily enough, my tattoo style is pretty different from my actual usual style, right? So like as far as like what I usually wear, I wear like fully like very simple stuff, like black and gray, like that is it. You know what I mean?
Yes, I can hear you.
Like a lot of like streetwear stuff like that. And then my tattoo style is like a lot more like floral and colors and something like that, which I feel like actually complements the stuff that I'm wearing typically, since like really like the focal point of like, my whole aesthetic is really the tattoos more than like my actual clothing, I would say. So I guess it's a little bit about my personal style.
Right.
And also, as I ask these questions, they'll be in the side chat too for you guys to just reference whenever like people are answering questions. So let's dive in. So and I'll sort of like throw out like questions and feel free to just chime in. I'm curious like your thoughts on how you express yourself via tattooing versus how you express your style in other ways, right? So like, Dean, you have like a clothing line, for example. Sort of, how does your tattoo style like compare in the other ways that you express yourself? Does anyone have any thoughts on that?
I'll go. I think that for me and my body, whenever I plan out a tattoo, it's always something that's going to enhance a body part, especially because my start in tattooing was about like body reclamation and like, my body constantly changing and I didn't have control over my weight anymore and things like that. And so start planning out tattoos was definitely like an expression of making my body feel decorated and proud. And I think in my personal style is a lot more different. I dress a lot more boring, honestly. And so my tattoos kind of spice it up. But I think there is like a juxtaposition between like especially like my home decor is very like minimal and white and clean, and my body is kind of like this darker kind of thing. But I like it that way, and it never was planned that way. But you know, here at 27, that's just kind of what it is right now. So they differ.
I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I was gonna play off of that. I dress so boring, literally the most simple thing ever. Because I feel like people are more interested in what's on my body tattoo wise than what I'm actually wearing anyway. So I just kind of throw on a black dress and some Doc Martens and keep it moving. Like, so that's kind of just my style, is tattoos being the focal point and not really having my clothes be anything. So.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like my tattoos it's so much more significant than what you're wearing that day. You know what I mean?
Oh, to my brand?
You know, you have like a full wardrobe, right? And so like, but the tattoos, they're literally.
I would say, you can hear me?
Kind of, you're a bit delayed, Dean. I don't know.
You go ahead.
I can tell. I can tell if your audio is connected to the video, Dean. You might want to try to like. I don't know if you can hear us, but you might want to try to like reconnect or something. I don't know if you can hear us. Okay, we might have to keep moving. You know, I might connect like to different Wi-Fi or something like that if I were you. Let me hear from you, Dean.
Let's roll out. It's on to roll out.
Yeah, I think it's super delayed. Dean, if you can hear us, I might actually log in and back out or something like
that. Okay.
Let's just keep on going.
Mm-hmm.
So, great. So I guess, and Dean actually really enough kind of like referenced this before, but whenever you look at the tattoos in your body, and I like you definitely usually get them at different points in your life. How do your tattoos reflect like the way that you've evolved as a person, right? And the tattoos you have now and the ones that you got before in past years, etc.
I think for me, it's a testament to how far I've come with my own body. Like, I would have never had a full stomach tattoo a few years ago. Like, that was just such a pain in my body. And so I think looking at what I have, it's kind of like just kind of and in a few years, you know, that could look totally different, and I feel better about other parts. But I think for me, it is a constant evolution. And yeah, and I didn't realize, I think whenever I was doing it, that it was going to be like such a inspiration for other people that had the same, you know, bigger stomach and stuff like that, and never get to see tattoos on people that look like them. So I think for me, yeah, it's a big symbol of growth for me.
I like that. No, it makes a lot of sense, definitely. Do you feel the same way, Taylor?
Huh?
Can you hear me, Taylor?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, good, yeah. No, I was just checking to see like what your thoughts were.
Sorry, I'm having trouble hearing, but like I can hear, but there's just like
there's a lot of I just had Talia DM Dean to maybe log in and out or something, since like the signal's really odd. But go ahead if you would.
So yeah, personal. I'm trying to think. Personal style, expressing my identity. I guess I started getting like tattooed when I was 18, and then it kind of transitioned to.
You guys hear me? I'm sorry. Later, I'll talk. My niece and my sister was leaving. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
it.
Sorry, you guys. Hold on one second. I think the audio is weird. I hope it's not the actual platform. But we haven't had this issue here. Okay, he might be all off now. So sorry. Do you mind starting again, Taylor?
No, that's fine. Just got to figure out how to log out.
Oh, I don't think you have to log in and out.
Oh, okay. Oh, you want me to? I'm sorry. You want me to start over with what I was saying? Oh my God, I'm sorry. But yeah, what I was saying was, basically, I started. I kind of started with piercings, more or less. I started gauges when I was 14. I ended up having 1.5-inch plugs, so they were like huge. And I ended up getting them sewn up and kind of took all my piercings out, and then I kind of like transitioned into more of tattoos, and it's just kind of progressed from there, really. And I guess I've been working on my legs more so than any other part of my body lately, but I guess my style, I mean, kind of like I said earlier, just that black and gray, kind of classy. So like if you dress up, it's not, for me, I try to keep it black just so it's like for formal events and stuff like that. Try not to have too much color going on, and it works for other people. It just doesn't work for me personally. So I guess that's kind of where I go as far as my style, and yeah.
And you like do like modeling events and competitions, is that right?
So yeah, I do, and I haven't done one in a minute, but I do bodybuilding shows or competitions, and I kind of started that like 4 years ago. Tattoos are not, I was gonna say it's kind of a thing in bodybuilding, but it's it takes away from muscle definition, so it actually doesn't play to my benefit to have them. So I don't always place where I want to, but that doesn't matter to me. I do it for fun. I enjoy doing it, and I don't care what the judges think. I'm doing me. So
yeah, absolutely. That's very cool. No, but it's just funny because it is another way to like think about your aesthetic, right? You're like presenting your body, right? And like you're just like, I think as a tattooed person, you're just very aware of that, and aware of like kind of like what you evoke to other people, right? You want people to kind of really, like know what you're about.
Oh yeah, it's my style. I look like no one else on stage pretty much. So it's like,
cool.
Yeah, it's what I enjoy. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I love this chest piece, Jade, actually.
I love it.
It's really that's so cool.
So
that's
one of my favorite ones.
It's gorgeous. I love it. Actually, funny enough, whenever you are choosing your next piece, like where does that inspiration, when you decide to get a tattoo, where does that inspiration come from? And like, do you have like specific memories or specific things in your past or about who you are that connect to them, or are you just kind of like go for it?
I think personally, I am the worst at planning anything. I have tried like sitting there and drawing pictures on my whole body and being like, this is my plan, and it never, ever sticks to that plan. And I mean, I'm trying to just plan like color-wise, and I can't even stick to it. So it really is just however I feel, whoever I found on Instagram that I'm obsessed with, and what their style looks like. And it just is kind of, I've let go of planning it because I just can't keep with it. But yeah, I think I have different parts of my body that are more so in my mind, and I'll be inspired just walking in and looking at Flash, and I'm not as connected to things that translate to my life personally, or but the ones that I do have that do have something to do with my life or my memories are my favorite ones. And I just kind of get them as those things happen in my life, I guess.
That's cool. Can you give me some examples?
Yeah, like the chest. I got a deer after I had my son because deers represent unconditional love, and it was kind of my first time being a mom. And then same thing with my foxes is me and my son. And I love that one. Yeah, they end up being my favorite ones, but I would have never planned out, a deer and a fox. And
so you kind of like find an artist and like kind of go with what.
But I do plan out the artist more so.
Got it. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That's a cool way to do it, actually.
Yeah, I trust them.
Yeah. What about you, Taylor?
I was gonna say, so I kind of go based off of. I mean, like I said, I have a whole theme planned out. I know what my next sleeve is supposed to be. Like, I'm a super planner, which it never turns out to look the way that I think it will, even though I have it all planned out. So I'm trying to think. Like, I have, as far as like memorable or tributes to people, I have cattails on my leg. I got those from my grandfather. It was like my only big memory that I have of him. We went to go pick cattails at the river, and he passed away probably 6 years ago. And so that was one big memorial piece that I did. I have another one on my calf. I was dating a guy who passed away. He had heart, like a messed up heart. He had like 3 open heart surgeries and ended up passing away. So that was kind of another memorial piece that I have. So yeah, I have a couple of those.
Got it.
Yeah.
And you're a super planner. So do you plan the exact like what the tattoo is actually going to be, or do you like also sort of like play with a style first?
Pretty much it's just what the tattoo is going to be, because the style, like I said, is all in place. I'm trying to finish up my leg right now. It's going to go with the Wizard of Oz theme. This arm, I will be working on. I think I'm going to do Willy Wonka and or Chocolate Factory, and do that all in black. So pretty excited about it. Cool. So I have the plans in place. I just work with my artist. I've been with the same guy for a minute, just because I'm letting him finish my leg, but definitely going to go see some more artists and get some more pieces. So
yeah, absolutely. Dean, we're going to try to hear from you. I feel like your mic still might be a little bit weird, but if you want to try to comment a bit on where your tattoo inspo comes from.
Right, you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. I was wondering. I was like, oh my god, I was like, how am I trying to get it off of mute? But I would say my tattoo style and my inspirations is really based off of honestly, it first was like family based. Like my first tattoo was my mom's name, and my tattoo was my sister's name. So it kind of was like really like family based things and different sayings my mother used to say to me, like God is love, like that's what it does, like across my chest. And like I have my mom, I have my mom's name like right here.
Aww.
I love that.
So it kind of like really started as like family based things, and like keeping those like close that I have to me. And then after that, it was mainly just like different life experiences that I went through, and I just through my tattoo. I'm not a tattoo artist per se, but I have like different ideas and different visions and stuff that I created like through my tattoo and like little characters that I created. And I don't know, I just felt like different life journeys and things that I've gone through. It just it pretty much created the storyline of like all my tattoos and like how they're like sewed together. Because even the artists that I've worked with, I've been getting tattoos since I was about maybe like 14, 15. I've been working with this guy ever since then. Like we've done maybe at least like 80% of my tattoos. Like I've had other artists that I've worked with that's done other stuff on me. But me and him, it's like we have like more like a brotherhood more than like me like being a client. You know,
Yeah.
like literally anytime like we wake up, we always talk about each other, like our lives and how we feel and everything that's going on, and then we get to the tattoo. Like we always had like that brothership, like, that bond.
That's
But yeah, I can say
yeah,
that's one of my that like helping my tattoo.
yeah, I
It's
love
like
that.
also like a release, like therapy for me a lot of times. There's been like even recently, like this year, I lost my mother, unfortunately, and it was just like it happened so sudden, with this whole COVID thing, and she not being able to go out and like actually live her life. And she was, you know, always planting, gardening, going to the senior center, and when this whole COVID thing happened, it's like the older generation, they don't know how to manage between it because like we're so used to being out all the time and
Yeah.
moving in a certain way, and it's like for them it's like they're more prone to it. They can get it very easily. They can get sick and
Yeah.
unfortunately die. But yeah, I just seen like how that transition, how it happened for her, and how she got depressed and she couldn't really do many things like how she wanted to anymore, and it was just like it was just like wow. But me, I'm always like busy. I'm always doing like the next thing, and like when it happened, it was just like it kind of gave me a moment of like silence. Like it gave me
Yeah.
a moment of like I just like maybe you don't have to be so busy. Like it's okay to just relax. It's okay to just unwind and just be to yourself. And I remember like when I got the tattoo, I was like literally just I was like thinking about all of that, and I was like just chilling. Like it really was a really eye opener. I would say for like that was like one of my tattoos that like I really like deep reflected, because usually when I get tattoos I just relax, I meditate. Like that's usually my process. But I would say with that tattoo that I got recently, it was one of those that I just had to sit back and just think about life from a different perspective.
Sure.
And
Yeah, I like the idea of taking like.
this is it.
Oh, I love that.
Oh
That's
yeah.
awesome. That's gonna be my one rule about whenever I get a tattoo is it has to be something that's always going to be true of me. You know what I mean? So rather than getting like a song lyric that I like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get something that's like I'm like Cherokee Indian, for example. And like whenever I was growing up, are you?
Yes.
Yes. I love it.
That's awesome.
Totally. And I have so many early memories. Like my dad had this like kind of like creepy study, and he always was burning incense, and he had all these pictures like just all over the place. And that was like kind of a really early memory of me, and that's sort of something that will always be true of me, right? Like, so that's kind of like we're getting a tattoo. I want to make sure that it's not something that's like sort of fad in my own life, even though I'm sure the song lyrics that I like now that I'll hate 2 years or something. So there's always an amount of meaning, I guess, behind the tattoos that I plan out. I think you've been tattooing or getting tattoos since you were 14, though, Dean. So I'm curious about like when you first like feel the urge to get a tattoo. You're like, I'm gonna do someone that has a lot of tattoos in my body. Like some people have zero. You know what I mean? Like when did that interest first sort of spark, and like what was the draw?
You want me to go first?
Sure, go for it.
I would say for me is I'm the youngest of all my mom's children, and I've seen my older siblings get tattoos, and I always wanted to get tattoos. I never I wanted. So I had like different like besides my siblings, I had different family members who had tattoos. I was very into Urban Ink. I used to collect all those magazines, put the pictures up on my walls, like of everybody of everybody tatted. Like one of my favorite tattoo artists before I even found my favorite tattoo artist that does all my tattoos was Kat Von D. cartoon. What was another artist that I like? I can't think of it, but those are like definitely like my two favorite artists at one point. And I used to always watch their stuff. I would like draw tattoos on myself, and then once I moved out at I was like 14 and 15, and I was like, well, now I can get one.
I love it. I love it. So young. Yeah, that makes sense if your family was into it, that you'd be a little bit more like, well, this is my sibling tattoo with my two brothers, and it was their first tattoo, and I made them get it with me essentially. So family can have that influence. What about you, Taylor? What did you first? You said you got piercings first and kind of transitioned. So how did that happen?
Yeah, so I guess, like I said, I started with gauges. I wanted to be different. I wanted to, I don't know, I didn't do drugs or anything. So I guess my outlet was piercings. And then it kind of transitioned into tattoos. My mom took me to get my first one at 18.
Wow.
I know. And then after that, it was like, okay, well, no more till you move out. So when I moved out at 19 or 20 is when it really escalated. And I really didn't start getting heavily tattooed until I think it was like 24. So about 6 years ago.
Okay. Nice.
So yeah, I guess.
Mom did it with you.
Do what?
I love that your mom took you. That's so nice.
Oh yeah, Mom, she knew I wanted one. She was like, "Well, I'll take you to get your first one." And I was like, "Okay, all right." So we went. She took me to get my nose pierced at 17. All the cute stuff.
I love it.
Yeah. So I don't have siblings, so it's kind of me and her do everything. So yeah.
Nice, guys. My mom surprised me by getting a tattoo to celebrate the launch of Tattd.
Nuh-uh.
Not a tattoo person.
Cool.
It was the sweetest thing ever. She seriously, and she like surprised me. She just sent me a photo one day, like a couple days after we launched, and she was like, "I want to celebrate." And she got a little, like I think it was like a little infinity symbol, like something very mom, like on her wrist.
I love that. That's
just mom.
so cute.
I know, it was so cute. It was so cute. Jade, we're talking about sort of when you first, I guess, had the urge to express yourself via tattoos. Like, when did that happen, and what was the influence there?
Well, my mom is the opposite. I grew up extremely Mormon. So, like, tattoos weren't even, I didn't see anyone with tattoos. It wasn't even, like, part of my plan. But that changes. I think in high school, like, you get this, like, bodily autonomy and, like, your own sense of style. And I think high school is kind of where you, like, see where do I see myself in 10 years. I always saw myself doing something artsy and creative and just, like, being fully tattooed. And I wasn't Mormon by the time I was 14, but my family still is. And I also lived in Germany on a military base. So it was really hard to be, like, inspired by anybody or see anybody with tattoos. But I think it kind of pushed the I'm different kind of thing. Like, I've always kind of felt that. And I did start out, you know, I had very big stretched ears. My mom hated it. I wasn't allowed to get any piercings or any tattoos until I turned 18. So when I did, I just got cute little small ones or hid them. I got one in my lip to hide from my mom and stuff like that. And that was kind of my first, like, intro into getting tattooed, was it being kind of secret and shameful. And so once I moved out of my parents' house, it was more about me and art and things that I liked. So yeah.
That's very cool. I love the, like, connection of, like, I am different, and, like, I feel that in this when you're physical. Like, that's cool.
That's awesome.
I remember being super young and seeing people with tattoos, and I thought it was the coolest thing. Like, I was just like, I love the concept of, like, wearing art and having it being permanent on your body. I remember I was such a weird kid. Also, like, I really wanted braces too, and I naturally like, I really wanted braces because I thought it was just decoration. But I was obsessed with the idea of, like, you wear decoration on your body. You know what I mean? like, a t-shirt or something like that. So for me, like from a young age, like, because I was definitely too young to like, I don't know, associated with like being a badass, or, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be cool because I'm going to have tattoos. It was actually just like, this is artwork. I was loving that concept. I actually almost studied art history too at NYU. And then like switched last minute, but yeah, exactly. Like I remember, like in high school, I was like volunteering at art museums and stuff like that. Like I was super into it, and it's still something that I love. But I mean, that was just sort of a natural, connection to tattooing.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite artists. This is Frida Kahlo. If y'all know her, she's an incredible. She's my Frida. I love her. Monkey too.
Oh yeah.
Which I love. But she's just like an incredible, powerful woman and artist. So like I knew I had to get that, for example. But to me, it's just it's artwork. It's exactly that. It's art. It's not because I'm gonna be some like badass like chick or something. But I know Dean mentioned like Mr. Cartoon and like Kat Von D. Like, do y'all have like a dream artist that you would love to work with or something like that? And like, what's their style? Who is that? Jade, you do.
I can go. Mine has always been Angelique Hoekamp in Amsterdam. In high school, that was kind of my first full woman that I had seen like fully tattooed. And I also lived in Germany, so I was close-ish to Amsterdam. So she was always my inspo. And right now it's Mikey Sharks. He has the most like beautiful traditional black and red. He does like full bodies that are so cohesive and laid out and planned and beautiful. And I can never like plan that or redo my whole body. But he's like, I would love to go to London and be tattooed by him.
That's dope.
Yeah. I love that. What about you guys?
I don't
was
know
gonna,
yet, but
you go ahead.
I don't really have a dream artist at the moment. But I have to find space if and when I do find that dream artist.
That's true, actually. How covered are you, Dean?
My whole torso, my whole back, my head. Actually, this is a new addition is my underarms now.
Woo!
Oh, nice. I love that. That's so cool. Nice.
Good Lord.
Yeah, that's
That's what I'm like, ow.
yeah, I was gonna say that must hurt. That must have hurt actually. I mean, I got palm done though.
The color.
Yikes.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Underarm sounds like that would be really rough, actually. Yeah, you might need to. I've actually been like really like careful about getting tattoos because I knew I was going to start Tattd, and I was like, I am gonna meet some amazing tattoo artists through this company. Like, I need to have some faith. So that's why I'm actually, funnily enough, a lot less tattooed than someone who's starting a tattooing company might be, right? I mean, like we're kind of like, well, you have a good amount, but I'm shocked you don't have more, but it's actually on purpose.
Right.
I like it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Mira Mariah is actually one that that I want to get soon enough. She has just like this really beautiful, like a very unique style. It's almost like, I look at her work and it's just, if I saw it at a bar, I would be able to recognize like that is Mira Mariah's work. You know what I mean? Like that's how sort of unique it is, which I really, really love and is very, very delicate, which is also cool because the rest of my tattoos aren't necessarily delicate line work or anything. So I kind of want, I have this weird goal to like have one of almost every style of tattoo.
Yeah.
I love that.
Like I think that'd be like such a cool representation of tattooing on the body. It's just like, yeah, I have black and gray and I have neo and I have whatever, type of thing. So that's my goal, I guess.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited already. I mean, what is it? I guess like kind of, I guess, going back to like that personal connection of like you to tattooing, like what is being, and I know you kind of like touched on it, Jade, of like, I'm different and like people know that, you know, but like knowing that you have just like tons of beautiful artwork, because all of y'all's artwork is just really, really amazing. Like what does that do like as a person, you know?
What was the last part? I didn't hear it.
I didn't either.
Oh, hopefully it's my Wi-Fi. That's weird. Like when you think about the fact that you're like heavily tattooed and you like walk into, I don't know, a coffee shop and you're the only one that is, like, what does that do for you and like your identity or whatever as a person? Like, what does that do for you whenever you know that you are like covered in art?
I feel like for a lot of people, you don't know much about them by looking at them, and everybody is kind of like, you get a first impression and you kind of feel like you know a little bit or don't know. And I feel like when I especially am in a room full of boring looking people, that it's just out there, you know, that maybe like I'm somebody that can relate to them on a different level or indifferent, or let's talk about art. And there's just a lot more to me when you first look at me than other people. And that kind of makes me feel empowered or interesting or, yeah, sometimes it's annoying to constantly talk about it, like when people walk up to me. But I'd rather have that than, you know, blend in, I think. And it's a source of empowerment, because when I look at myself, I feel so much better about myself than I did before. And so for me personally, it kind of lets me do other things that make me feel good, like wear what makes me feel good and all of that. So for me, it's like a source of empowerment, and yeah.
I love that. I love that. Ditto.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like, even though you don't know me because you haven't spoken to me yet, when I go somewhere, like I walk into the gym or I walk in wherever, and I feel like people already get a sense of like kind of who you are. Not fully, but they know you're different. They know you're interesting. They know there's more to you. And I like that feeling. I like, even though Jade, like you said, sometimes it's freaking annoying. I'm like, I'm so tired of somebody stopping me at the grocery store, like on the second aisle, and I've had 10 people go, "Oh my God, I love your tattoo." And it does get annoying, but then again, I did it to myself.
Yeah.
And I own up to it. But it's that moment. But then if people weren't doing it, then also that might bum me out. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, so it's two-sided, and but yeah, I like the way it makes me feel. So.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I hear you. And, I feel like, everyone has their own journey as far as like feeling good about their body. Like, and I'm sure, maybe not everyone struggles with that, but like, I think as a young person, it was like really, really hard. And I think it's, hard it's hard as a man and a woman, but definitely sort of as a young girl, it's something that I think I struggle with, is having like a lot of body confidence. And so it does, like, I really like my tattoos because it makes me love my body, and I came to that sort of conclusion in place with tattoos, but it's just an additional way that I can like really fall in love with my body, which I think is cool. And it is unique, and my body's unique with tattoos, but especially with tattoos, it's like, my body's super unique, and I kind of like that as well, But that's me. What about you, Dean?
Wait, repeat the question one more time. I'm sorry.
No, it's also in the chat here, but it's when you think about the fact that you're like super heavily tattooed, you have all this amazing artwork, like what does it do for you as a person?
For me as a person, I just feel like my main thing is have your own individuality. Like don't try to be a follower. Don't get tattoos just to say you have tattoos, or don't get tattoos like just to just cover yourself up. Know what you're putting on your body. Know that you're gonna want to live with that for the rest of your life. And like make sure like it's something that's like a part of you. Rather than something that I'm pretty sure you guys as tattoo artists you know, when people come to you and they want you to do a cover up or of something that they got, or they don't like it, or they didn't like how the artist did it, you know, you have to live with that, you know. And I feel like people don't really put like a lot of thoughts into their tattoo. Like it's kind of like a momentary feeling, or like, oh, let me just get this now, or just a drunk night at 5 a.m. Like, oh, we just stumbled on a tattoo parlor, and let's do it.
Right, right.
I would say it's like it's all me. It's all something that I believe in. Even if it was like a different time in my life, you know, I may not be that person no more, or what that tattoo represents. You know, it's still all cultivated as exactly, you know, who you're growing up to be, and who you're gonna be. And I can say, since I got my tattoo on my head, I noticed a different reaction from people. You know, like people look at you weird when you have like a lot of, but when you have a tattoo on your head, it's just like it's like it's so different. Like I really had to like really think about it, because I don't look at like how people look at me, or think about how people look at me, you know. But certain friends have like brought that to my attention. Like one friend asked me, like, "Do you look at how people?" Like, no, I don't. And she told me, like, you know, would look at you like sideways, or look at you like a second time, but then people will look at the people who are with you and be like, oh my god, like he okay, so he's like a calm person, you know, because they think, you know, head tattoo think I'm a very rambunctious person, you know, I'm wild, but you know, once you really get to know me, I'm a chill guy. I'm very
You're not
laid
wild?
back.
Sometimes wild, a little wild. I love that. No, I love that like individuality piece. I think that does make a lot of sense, and that is a statement, right? Like I do not just follow the norm, and that is like something that I think I definitely get out of tattooing as well. But actually, tell me this: what is your opinion on covering up old tattoos? Because I've heard some people say like I was, you know, whatever place that I was in whenever I got that tattoo, that's still part of who I am. It's part of my, you know, history as a person. Or are y'all sort of like not cover that up?
Cover it up.
Yeah, you're a cover person? Okay.
Only because I feel like if something is bringing you the same way that like my tattoos bring me happiness, if one of them was bringing me down,
Oh.
like, you know, and I honestly, if I had gotten the tattoos I wanted when I was like 17 and obsessed with MySpace and would have had some brass knuckles and Hello Kitty like all over my chest, like that would have been some shit that I needed to cover up. And so I do get it. I'm all about it. If it brings you down, like, you know, and you can afford a very nice, like, you know, thing that you're going to want until you die, why not?
I hear you. I hear you.
I could not agree more with that statement. Thankfully I haven't gotten. I may have two that I'm not too keen on, but for now I'm going to leave them just because I don't. Yeah. So I don't know. I would cover it up if I think of something good, I'll cover it up. So
Yeah, I hear you. It's like your tattoos can evolve with you.
right.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Say again, Dean?
I said, it's crazy. The one that I kind of like, we can get this covered up. I did it myself.
You did it yourself?
Yeah. My ex-
Oh.
on my ring finger.
Oh. Oof. Well, that makes sense.
I've got tattoos that are big.
Yeah, I think that situation makes a lot of sense for sure. I don't know if I would get like, even if I got married, I don't know if I would get his name.
No.
You know?
Like, oh, your girlfriend. What's the best way to make her unmad at you? Get her name tatted.
I love it.
It's crazy. We were at dinner and we were having a conversation. And we're at dinner. I'm like, okay, yeah. And then she's looking at my finger, and she just put her head down, like, You do not have my name on your ring. I'm excited.
It's amazing. How old were you?
When I did that, I was 22.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense. All right, so guys, I was hanging out with a group of tattoo artists, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, from Fleur Noir here in Brooklyn. Great people. Apparently that day, some girl had come in, probably about 16, had a fake ID to get her boyfriend's name tattooed on her vagina. On her front, like just above, just Harrison. Like, that's it.
Perfect.
Just like, wow. That one was a little crazy. It was like, oh my gosh, like I can't, imagine that poor girl. Like
10 out of 10 will regret later.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I know. It's like, oh my gosh. Okay, you beautiful people. I know that I'm taking an hour of your Sunday. So last but not least question, what is the next tattoo if you do have it planned?
Oh.
I'll
Yeah.
Cover up
Oh,
rest of my right arm.
okay.
Oh, nice.
I can say that's one goal of mine is just make this a full sleeve.
Okay, got you. Yeah, I want to finish out mine too, honestly, but I don't know what I want yet. That'll probably be my next one. What about you, Jade?
Right now my legs are weirdly empty, like my body doesn't look proportional, so it's all my legs. I think I'm gonna do I have one shin, but I'm gonna do the other shin next with something that I don't know yet. I'll probably walk into a tattoo shop and pick it off of a wall. So
I love it. I love it. That's awesome. That's awesome. What are you, Taylor?
Aside from you know, I've got, like I said, I have this arm figured out. But aside from that, I'm finishing my leg. I have one tiny piece above my knee, and then the back, just the underneath back portion of my thigh, and I'll be done with that leg. And so it's really where I'm at with that. Finish her up, but after I did the knee, got to take a little break. The knee feels a little gnarly.
Yeah, I heard actually. I heard the knee was bad.
It was it was not the funnest thing ever. So
Yikes.
yeah, I'm gonna take a break.
I know, I hear you. I like after this palm. This might actually it's faded quite a bit, but this is my most recent. And something about it is like, I don't know, it makes me feel like very extra tattooed because it's just like, it's a part of the body that isn't typically tattooed. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like a bro can have like, you know, a tribal band on the arm. It's like, all right, that's cool. But I'm like, no, like I am a tattooed person. Like I'm going to have them all over. Like I'm very excited. So this one is
That's awesome.
It's really fun. Well, you guys, I don't want to take up much more of your Sunday, but it was so nice. I love these panels, and I love getting people together. Again, a lot of this is like uncovering and educating about tattooing, right? And like the fact that it does mean so much to people, and like why do people get heavily tattooed, and like what's that about, you know? So like I love that we're able to kind of showcase that, and then also, you know, Team Tattd is about this community and bringing them together. So I also love the opportunity to have you guys kind of get to know each other a little bit better too. So this was super, super awesome, you guys. Thank you again so much for taking the time out of your day to talk with me. And yeah, thanks for sharing everything about your tattoo experience. It was really, really awesome, y'all.
It was nice to meet
all of you.
It was so nice to meet you too. And Jade, I didn't know you had a son. That's so cute.
I know.
I got to learn something new. So that's awesome.
Yeah,
exactly. That's so cool. All right, perfect, you guys. Thank you again so much, and we'll be in touch super soon, I'm sure.
Sounds awesome. Bye, everyone.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.